नो नमस्कार दोस्तों। वी आर फ्रॉम की टू सक्सेस एकेडमी रायपुर and we are continuing our classes on CGPSC AP 2026. My course is English Literature. And today we will discuss T.S. Eliot, Poetry and Criticism. तो आज हम टॉप 10 MCQs के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे जो कि बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, एक्सपेक्टेड MCQs है वो। तो चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं, लेकिन उसके पहले टॉप 10 एमसीक्यूज डिस्कस करने से पहले कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में जानकारी लेना जरूरी, जो कि आज मैं डिस्कस करूंगा आप लोगों के साथ। तो चलिए, T.S. Eliot, one of the greatest modern poets of the 20th century in the English literature. So he was born in 1888 to 1965. ये जो लाइफ स्पैन है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। ओके, कि आप अगर यूजीसी नेट एग्जाम हो या किसी भी पीएससी का एग्जाम हो, उसमें आप ये देख सकते हैं कि एक तरफ राइटर का नाम दे दिया जाता है, दूसरी तरफ उसके लाइफ स्पैन मेंशन कर दिया जाता है, एंड यू आर आस्क्ड टू मैच इट। तो इसीलिए टीएस एलियट सब लोगों के जो लाइफ स्पैन वो याद रखना थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा, लेकिन टीएस एलियट, विलियम शेक्सपियर, जो मेजर राइटर्स हैं, उनका लाइफ स्पैन हमें याद रखना जरूरी है, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन में आ सकता है। और ऐसे क्वेश्चंस काफी बार आ चुके हैं एग्जाम में, पीएससी एग्जाम में, और यूजीसी नेट एग्जाम में भी आप ऐसे देख सकते हैं। सो टीएस एलियट का लाइफ स्पैन क्या है? 1888 टू 1965। और आज हम लोग क्या पर्टिकुलर फोकस के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे? दैट इज ऑन टीएस एलियट, हिज लिटरेरी कैरियर, हिज एसोसिएशंस एंड हिज पोइट्री। ठीक है? तो he was born on 26 September 1888 in St. Louis, Missouri. Your St. Louis, this particular city, is very much important for understanding T.S. Eliot's literary career. क्योंकि इनके जितने सारे अर्ली पोएम्स है, most of Eliot's early poems deal with the urban image, and that urban imagery is derived from this particular city, सेंट लुइस। इसीलिए ये सेंट लुइस जानना जरूरी है। His first ancestor, Andrew Eliot, who was a Calvinist, who came from East Cocker, a village in Somerset. ये जितने सारे ये जो नाम आप देख रहे हैं, सेंट लुइस, ईस्ट कॉकर, you will get reference of all these place names in the early poetry of Eliot. Okay. In 1667, Andrew Eliot emigrated to America to settle in the Massachusetts Bay Colony of New England. न्यू इंग्लैंड मतलब तब अमेरिका स्टैब्लिश होने वाला था। ओके, एट दैट टाइम इट वाज नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट यूएस। When at that time the people from England are migrating to the New England, which later came to be called America. His descendant William Greenleaf Eliot, Eliot's grandfather, was a Unitarian minister. यूनिटेरियन कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। मैं नेक्स्ट थोड़ी देर बाद इसके बारे में डिस्कस करूंगा, क्योंकि इसमें से भी सारा क्वेश्चंस हो सकता है। In 1868, W. G. Eliot's second son, Henry Ware Eliot, married Charlotte Shamstons, who came from New England family. And T.S. Eliot was the seventh and youngest child of Henry Ware Eliot and Sons. ठीक है? तो चलिए, now coming to the family background. Now, why we should study family background to understand T.S. Eliot's poetry? His family background plays a crucial role in shaping his literary personality. Okay, and his later conservatism of grandfather, moral judgments, decision between duty, self-independence. क्योंकि T.S. Eliot's father was of a different mindset. and his mother was of a completely different worldview. Okay, so all these differing belief systems, all these differing dispositions came to shape the complex mindset of T.S. Eliot. That's why his family background is very much important. Okay, mother's deeper complex lifelong influence on her son, that is also there. सेंट लुई शहर के बारे में मैं बात कर रहा था. You know, this city where this is the city where Eliot grew up, and that has become shabby. You will get all kinds of urban imagery in his poems, and you will get the reference of St. Louis. The experience of living in such an environment fused with his reading was the source of urban imagery, जो कि मैं पहले ही बताया. In early poems, you know, ये poem तो हम सब पढ़े ही हैं. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, collected from Prufrock and Other Observations, 1917 published, I guess. Okay, so the Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, or another one, Preludes, another one, Shady on a Windy Night. Okay, all these modern poems deal with many issues. One of them is the urban imagery, and that, you know, was derived from the city St. Louis. Apart from this, uh, 20th century is called avant-garde movement or avant-garde movement, and one of the avant-garde movement was Imagism, des Imagistes, and T.E. Hume was the proponent of this Imagist movement. Okay, and the Imagism refers to a new idea believing that image should be changed. We must believe in the dry, hardcore image. And T.E. Hume went against 19th century traditional images. He says that direct treatment of the thing, whether subjective or objective, unlike 19th century traditional poetry, in the 20th century, there must be a direct treatment of the thing. Say what you want to say. Don't use any kind of, you know, merry-go-round sort of devices to say something else. Say what you want to say. Speak what you want to speak in a direct, explicit manner. Any word in use must be in direct connection to the subject of the poem. It must be a direct correspondence. Rhythm of the musical phrase, a music of its own. Okay, तो चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Harriet Monroe was the founder of the journal called Poetry, and Ezra Pound was there. You know, Ezra Pound was the master of T.S. Eliot. You know, जैसे Ezra Pound was a kind of PhD supervisor of T.S. Eliot, you can say, sort of supervisor. Okay, Ezra Pound was American by birth, but anti-American by temperament because he called America semi-barbarous. It was Ezra Pound's, you know, egoistic attitude and all, and he left to Paris. And what we see in the 20th century, there is a complete departure from established tradition of the 19th century poetry. Because 20th century literature is completely new and different from traditional literature, isn't it? And Ezra Pound said a very crucial statement. He said to people like Eliot, make it difficult, make it new. Make 20th century literature difficult, make it new. We have to make it difficult. Life becomes difficult. Life living becomes difficult. Everything is difficult. So why not literature be difficult? Make literature difficult. Okay, तो चलिए और आगे बढ़ते हैं to our important MCQs. और जितने सारे पॉइंट्स देख रहे हैं हम लोग, सारे पॉइंट्स हमारे एकेडमी में डिस्कस करते हैं इन आवर paid version classes with longer hours. This is for this is the free class that you are enjoying, right? And I am skipping all these points for having regular classes. You are invited. You must get your admission enrolled. आपको कॉन्टैक्ट का डिटेल्स देखने को मिल रहा होगा. You please contact for your admission and start taking the classes from Key to Success Raipur Chhattisgarh for CGPSC AP Assistant Professor 2026. ओके, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. यहाँ पे अरविंद बेबिक, जॉन संतायन, they are the two teachers of Eliot. Eliot, these two teachers are gurus of PSC. But Eliot has his own point of view. Sometimes Eliot appreciated their views, sometimes even he depreciated, sometimes even he criticized his own guru statements. Okay. तो चलिए और आगे बढ़ जाते हैं जल्दी से एमसीक्यू की तरफ. सो क्वेश्चन नंबर वन. हु among the following is regarded as the chief influence behind the Imagist movement associated with early modern poetry? सो इमर्जिस्ट मूवमेंट में एसोसिएटेड चीफली, मैं पहले ही अभी बताया, दैट इज टीई ह्यूम. टीई ह्यूम वाज द फाउंडर. ये जितने सारे क्वेश्चंस आप देख रहे हैं, ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस आर एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस. ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस have already come in UGC NET and in many PSC exams of English subject. अगला क्वेश्चन. Which early poems of T.S. Eliot reflect the urban imagery inspired by his experience of St. Louis? I explained it, I discussed it. The experience of St. Louis is important. तो इसका जो आंसर होगा अर्ली पोएम्स, Prufrock, Preludes, Rhapsody on a Windy Night. Okay, these poems reflect the urban imagery of St. Louis. Next question. Ezra Pound's famous modernist dictum mentioned in the text is poetry is emotion recollected in tranquility, art for art's sake, make it difficult, make it new, truth is beauty, beauty true. So, poetry is emotion recollected in tranquility, said by William Wordsworth in preface to the lyrical balance. Okay. And जब हम डिस्कस करते हैं हमारे एकेडमी में, इन माय क्लास, इन माय इंग्लिश लिटरेचर CGPSC AP syllabus class, we not only discuss this poetry जो सिलेबस में है, जेरोनशन और वेस्टलैंड हमारे सिलेबस में है, but we also discuss uh, Hamlet and his problems by T.S. Eliot. We also discuss tradition with the individual talent by T.S. Eliot. What is objective correlating? What is depersonalization? What is impersonality in theory? In the very first section of the essay, Tradition and the Individual Talent, uh, Eliot says poetry is not a turning loose of emotion, but an escape from emotion. It is not the expression of personality, it is an escape from personality. So, Eliot appears to be very anti Wordsworthian in this essay. Okay, and why he criticized Wordsworth's theory of poetry, we will discuss. Come soon in my class after your admission. Okay, so इसका आंसर होगा make it difficult, make it new. अगला question. Which two teachers in Harvard University deeply influenced John Santayana and Arvind David are the two teachers? According to the notes, Eliot used dramatic monologue. तो इसमें जो डिवाइसेस ओरिएंटेड चीजें हैं, ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग, सॉलिलोकी, aside, interior monologue, all these things are there. According to the notes, Eliot used dramatic monologue in the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, mainly to undercut romantic fulfillment and expose modern spiritual decay. You remember the poem, how the poem begins? Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient it arrives upon a family. So the poem begins with a romantic expectation, but the romantic expectation gets undercut by a hard imagery ether. By comparing this Europe, by comparing this European civilization like a patient who is lying on the table. So this dramatic monologue is used to undercut romantic fulfillment and expose modern spiritual decay. आगे बढ़ते हैं चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन which statement correctly describes Unitarianism according to the document? It denied the divinity of Christ and the doctrine of Trinity. This is the right answer. Unitarianism के बारे में कंप्लीट डिस्कशन हम अपने रेगुलर क्लासेस में करते हैं. आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Eliot studied Sanskrit and Pali mainly on the advice of Irving Babbitt. Eliot has studied Sanskrit and Pali on the advice of Irving Babbitt. That's why in the last, what is the last line of the Westland? Yes, Santi, Santi, Santi. Okay. Next, which of the following ideas was supported by both Irving Babbitt and George Santayana? उस जर्नल का नाम था पोएट्री. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. लास्ट क्वेश्चन. Why did Eliot later disagree with Irving Babbitt's humanism? Eliot believed humanism could not substitute religion. So when we will discuss the complete uh, literary biography of E.S. Eliot, the concept of Unitarianism from his family background, and the concept of classicism using the influence of George Santayana and Irving Babbitt, then we will come to understand T.S. Eliot's approach, his understanding, his objective understanding of classicism. Then he wrote the essay Tradition and the Individual Talent. Okay. So these are the top 10 MCQ questions from T.S. Eliot, and there are many more for regular classes. I welcome you to our Key to Success Academy Raipur. ठीक है? So thank you so much and मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में. धन्यवाद.